The purpose of this paper is to provide the exec team with key mortality data and supplementary narrative to enable an assessment of the patient safety concerns identified by neonatal clinicians relating to an apparent increase in the number of neonatal deaths during 2015 to 16 and 2016 to 17 year to date. I wonder if this was shown in court. I don't remember it being brought up. Specifically, well, here's the number of neonatal unit deaths. So it was 8 in 2015 and 5 in 2016 year to date. So this report came out in 2016. I've got a little graphy. Now, so when they highlight in red, that's going to be something that's above average. So they're saying there's a lot of days, there's a high frequency in death basically there. But here, so that's the line's the average. There's an increase in admissions over that period, from around about May, July 2015. Total care days per month since looks like about February. Well, I'll say that's on the line. From March onwards, there's an increase all the way up to like December 2015. Number of ITU care days per month. Also an increase around the indictment period. So combined ITU and HDU in red, also an increase. This is an important one. Neonates with birth weight under 2,000 and quite a significant increase over the average. I don't think there was much in the gestation. Of the 16 neonatal deaths identified during the 36-month period up to and including June 2016, 5 or 31% are multiple pregnancies, predominantly of twins. So you're getting 2 for the price of 1. And it's obviously significant, otherwise they wouldn't have mentioned it. Obviously, if one twins, if one of them was going to be ill, they're both going to get it, aren't they? Risk register. The departmental risk register contains 15 risks. The oldest risk listed dates from November 2014. There are 4 risks scored as high or red. These include Pseudomonas risk, availability of neonatal network transfer team, and 2 risks associated with the availability of medical staff due to gaps in junior doctors' rotation. Compliances. They are lacking in individual competencies and some sort of induction training. I'm not sure how significant that is. The neonatal unit began inputting nurse staffing in occupancy in BadgerNet in October 2014. The BadgerNet data for June 2015 to March 2016 has been utilised to assess compliance with the British Association of Perinatal Medicine standards, i.e. 1. Intensive care, 2. High dependency care, and 4. Special care. This review has identified that the neonatal unit nurse staffing numbers were below the BAPM recommendations based upon neonatal acuity at the time of 7 of the neonatal deaths out of 11 deaths reported June 2015 to March 2016. Following on from this, BadgerNet demonstrates lower than recommended provision of QIS nurses. 11 incidents were reported by neonatal unit staff during the same period, June 2015 to March 2016, regarding staff or acuity concerns. 5 were in November 2015 and 4 in December 2015. Findings. This is about the significance of change in the mortality levels. The activity as a contributory factor. The number of admissions to the neonatal unit is recorded as higher than average for some months during 2015 to 2016. The monthly total care days also shows a sustained period of above average during this period. Activity levels alone cannot account for the increase, but may be a contributory factor. Same again for the acuity of the babies, so how vulnerable they are. There is evidence of increased acuity within the second half of 2015, with high acuity care days for both intensive care and high dependency care demonstrating a sustained run of above the average monthly figures over the period. A sustained increase in low birth weight admissions under 2,000 grams also corresponded with the increase in mortality levels. An increased and sustained acuity level may be a contributory factor. Nurse staffing levels as a contributory factor. There is evidence that the neonatal unit does not consistently meet the BAPM recommendation nurse staffing levels or the recommended provision of QIS, especially of QIS nurses. Well, that's 3 contributory factors plus the risk of Pseudomonas, so why was there any sort of doubt, questioning as to why there was a high level of deaths that year? They looked into it and they found some reasons as to why it was. What do you think about that?